video was brought to you by G2A.com for cheap games, MSP and PSN codes. And powered by Elgato Gaming. For the best gameplay capture out there, pick up an Elgato capture card today. Links in the description. Hey guys, how's it going? MasterBucks here. Welcome to another episode of the Portsmouth Road to Glory career mode in FIFA 16, of course. This is episode 3. We've got plenty to do, guys. We have a game against Huddersfield to play straight away in the Capital One Cup, which we will do. And then, of course, we also have another game to play in this transfer window. There's only, about a week or so left until the whole thing gets wrapped up. We've done plenty of transfers already. We've brought in 3 players so far. Harry Sutar, Nathan Burns, and, of course, Anthony Rebelin, or it's Rebelin or something. I did a little bit of research. I went away and apparently it's Rebelin. That is how you pronounce it. But anyway, before we get into the first game, we still have more transfer business to do. Yes. However, I don't think I'm actually going to be paying any transfer fees or buying anyone anymore. I am going to look for a few players, maybe 1 or 2, to come in on a loan. But I do not like giving games and training loan players. I don't like training loan players, period. But I don't like giving games to loan players because I do feel it's like that's a game I could be giving to a player that I actually own. It'll help him develop, get better, and I just basically don't want to waste it. But I am open to the possibility of loaning a player into the club, into Portsmouth, if I at least have the possibility of getting him at the end of the season. So pretty much what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to offer for a couple of players to get on loan, and I'm going to give a future fee. I'm going to set a future fee. If the club says yes, then we have that option of buying them at the end of the season, and hopefully all should go well. Now, unfortunately, we don't really have that many amazing fullbacks. We've got one, Ender Stevens, but he's unfortunately been injured. So I'm definitely looking at loaning in either a right back or a left back. And since our current predicament and we're short of a left back at the moment, I'm going to look at the left backs, maybe just throw down offers and see what happens if we can get Ben Chilwell or this bloke called Abner, by the way. And yes, that is Real Madrid. So yeah, just make of that what you think. So 1 year, I'm going to set a future fee of $1 million for Ben Chilwell. And now for this man, Abner, the Brazilian from Real Madrid. That's crazy things have happened. You never know. I'm going to set around about 800,000 worth of a future fee for him. If it would work, that'd be crazy. Both of those 2 players, by the way, I'm pretty confident were both in the final year of their contract and both loan listed, obviously. So I'm kind of confident that we'll get at least one. I don't know which one, but either way, if they don't work out, we can go for the right backs. We've got a bloke called Sewa Cambo, I believe. I'm just picking the most hardest to pronounce names possible. It's crazy. And then there's Dorikwa, I believe. That's pretty straightforward name. Yeah, Dorikwa. They're 2 right backs that I might go for if we can't pick up a left back. But the first game we're going to play in this episode will be, of course, in the Capital One Cup. We're going to get it done. Hopefully, we're going to progress. Huddersfield, we are yet to lose a game, and I keep saying that. When it will happen, I don't know. Hopefully, we can keep a real undefeated streak right at the start. Keep it going for a while because we're off to a great start so far. All the transfers are working. The game plan's working pretty well. It's going pretty well in game most of the time anyway. So I'm very happy and very pleased with our start. But I'm wondering when we're going to start going downhill because we've been way too good so far. It might happen. Hopefully not for this one. Hopefully we can keep going in the Capital One Cup. Let's go. And there he is, by the way, Anthony Rebelin, making his debut for Portsmouth. 80 grand is what we got him for. He's valued at 1 million. Will he do the job? He looks like he's got all the stats to make a real impact in this team and to be a real solid player. And all I'm waiting for is just to get it underway. And here we go, finally. There we go. Gap. Good ball, Burns, sharp turn, bang! 1-0 Burns! Here we go! He's been absolutely brilliant since his very poor debut. Immediately a goal, another early goal as well. Look at this, and it's Anthony Rebelin who makes the assist. It's a laser pass, Burns with a great turn, defender tried to tackle, missed, and it's just a pretty simple finish. Gets his angles right. It was still pretty close to the keeper. We're actually not that much. It was a good strike, and we're 1-0 up. And we are 1-0 English. We are 1-0 in front, you beauty. Oh dear. Oh dear, I'm running out of options. Freeman takes him on well. Takes him on very well. Can he cut back? He can. He's done well here. Shoot. Blocked. He's still got it. Oh, he could not finish that. Oh my God, he got a 3rd effort at it. He missed it again. Oh, that's a great ball. I've not done well here. Big save by Murphy. And what an awful attempt by Naki Wells. Closer to the corner flag. I thought for sure that was 1-1 right there. Button. Send him away. Here we go. Cut in again. There we go. It works almost every single time, or at least at the moment. Roberts, bang, shot. Hits the outside of the post. We've hit the post so many fucking times already within 3 episodes. I swear to God. This is our 10th game, maybe. And it's just, how many times? It's never hit the post and gone in for us. Not once. It's always hit the post and gone out. I'm going to say about 6 times already. It was good to see Anthony Ryblin get off to a good start, get an assist, of course, in his very first game, in his debut. That is sensational. I'll absolutely take that. Can he get another? Or maybe hit the back of the net himself? Oh, we got space up the front here. Go on, Roberts. Come on. Damn, man. I just cannot get the shot. Can't get the space. Great pass, you cunt. Oh, dear. Come on, just get rid. Get rid. That's good. And out we go. This is nice passing. Very nice. We haven't exactly sent him away that great, but... Ooh, he got taken out. Of course he fucking has. But we worked it great anyway. We finally sent away Burns. Do the right thing. Bang. 2-0, and the game is sealed. With that goal, we've basically put it beyond all doubt. There's no way they can come back from this. Maybe they could get a point, but there is no way we're losing this game from here. I'd love to get a third if possible. Definitely want to keep the clean sheet. But yeah, we've done well. Ooh, Bartney just got the pass off there. This one, Evans. Nice little move, a little juke and a shot. And there's a goal! 3-0 by Evans. What a hit! I don't think we'll get this fourth. No, we had the chance with that little attack right at the end, but no, we'll win. We'll win the game 3-0. Great result there. And again, like, it's crazy how 80 minutes, the first 80 minutes, it can be super, super even, super cagey. You could just have snuck in a goal and be winning 1-0, and then they'll have to go for it, like, in the last 10 or so minutes, and you just, like, score 3 goals in quick succession. It happens all the time. Anthony Ryblin, he got the assist. He did very, very well. He had a very good debut, and I'm super happy. Player ratings now. Man of the match went to Nathan Burns, or at least FIFA 16's man of the match went to Nathan Burns. I am honestly thinking it's between Burns and Ryblin, and to be totally honest, I actually kind of think that it probably might be Ryblin because he was sensational today with his passing on ball, brilliant stuff, got 2 assists as well. Nathan Burns got an assist and a goal, but I tell you what, Ryblin, he did some absolutely brilliant stuff like the first goal, a cutting pass right through the middle, and he's going to get man of the match. It's going to be Anthony Ryblin in his debut who'll get man of the match and get a 7.8. Nathan Burns is a very, very close second. And now that we've come back from that game, I'm taking a look at the loan offers. Real Madrid loan offer, they say that they think the fee is fair and that they're still deciding whether or not they'll let him go. That pretty much means it almost 100% of the time, I think 100% of the time, that it's basically meant, yes, he will join you in a few days. Every single time I've gotten that, they say, yep, no worries, you can take him. Every time I've gotten this, though, we unfortunately, the club is unsure they want him to be sold, then that's obviously not the case. But we could potentially get Abner, a Brazilian, up-and-coming, not extremely high potential, but still from Real Madrid, potentially all the way to Portsmouth. That sounds crazy. He is loan listed, and if it was that crazy, then surely the game wouldn't let it happen. But I'm definitely looking for a left back or a fullback, and he might be, and I do rate him. I think he'd be great. With that said, whether or not I decide to go for or not for Abner in the end, I'm still probably going to offer these right backs as well, potential loan offers as well. They're not loan listed, so I don't think I'm going to get much luck. But if that's the case, at least we do have Abner to get. But either way, I'm going to offer for Darikwa, and I'm also going to offer for Sewa Cambo, and I'm going to see if I can get either of them for a loan and a future fee. Darikwa, I'm probably going to go with 1.2. That's probably not an awful lot, but still. And Sewa Cambo, I reckon I might go with 1 million. That's 200 grand more. Yeah, I reckon that's probably the more realistic. That's the more likely transfer that should hopefully pay off. We will see if we can get him. If we can, it'd be great. But either way, we'll hear back hopefully straight away. We can get Sewa Cambo. That's fantastic. We can't get Darikwa, which is unfortunate. And Real Madrid, bang, there we go. We can get him right now, pay his wages, and if we want, at the end of the season, just pay 80 grand for him and he's ours. Imagine this, going from Real Madrid to Portsmouth. Especially in this day and age, it would be absolutely mental if Abner were to do it. And this is my take on it, okay? Whatever you think about this, whether I do it or not, I'm not sure. This is what I would like to think. If this is so absolutely outlandish and ridiculous and something that would just never happen, then I would like to think, how was it so easy for me to do it right? You know, how was it so easy for me to just accomplish this in the game? All I had to do was send in an offer, send in him a contract, and it was that. It was done. Just like that. There were absolutely no obstacles to me getting Abner. I swear. There was no, we rejected or we want a bigger future fee or anything. No, they just said, yep, future fee's fair. You can get him if you want. So here's my 2 cents on it, okay? This is my career mode, right? This is our career mode, okay? I want to get the best players possible for this career mode, okay? So, technically, what I would like to think is, if a potential transfer was just absolutely ridiculous and there was no way it would ever happen, then it's the game's responsibility to make sure it is either nigh impossible or impossible to do. But yet it was so easy for me to just go and get Abner. It makes me think, well, this is just a thing that I can do in the game. And I reckon if this was just never ever going to happen, the game should have made it harder for me. But now I've got this opportunity to get him a quality left back, and I'm going to do it. And who knows? I don't know if I'm going to keep him at the end of the season. Who knows if I even have the amount of cash or enough cash to keep him. But we have loaned in Abner with the potential to pick him up in the following season. And I'm also still thinking about getting Sewa Cambo as well, because we are definitely lacking in that fullback department at the moment. If we can get either one of these guys, I think we'd have done well. So I'm accepting the offer for this bloke as well. This is absolutely crazy. He is obviously worth 1 million, which is actually more than Abner, the Brazilian from bloody Real Madrid, but either way. I am very excited to see what that little pairing is going to be made of. We've got some brilliant defenders, we got some absolutely brilliant centre-backs and full-backs now, and there's an injury immediately, very early. It goes to them, they score, but we pull it back and win 2-3. What a hell of a game. Oh my goodness. Nathan Burns with a 9.3 rating in that game, a goal and an assist in it. That's crazy. And yes, he is pretty much, I think he's catching Evans at this point. He might have already caught him. I'm showing you a couple of changes to the drills we're doing. Webster still gets drills. Sutar still gets a couple of drills, but Rybland now is going to get 2 drills as well. So, and by the way, I think I've already mentioned it before, but players that I've got loaned in, even the possibility of buying them next season, of course, I still don't think I'm going to give those players drills, because I am, again, running the risk of giving plenty of drills to a player that may still not be here next season. So that really would shit me off a little bit, knowing that I've almost wasted it and basically gifted these drills to another player for another team. I don't like it, but either way, we'll sim these. These are players that we own. Webster, Sutar, and of course Rybland. And Rybland did not do well in training, but Sutar's going up by a bit, as is Webster, of course. Well, guys, I've gone the whole way, all the way to an hour left in the transfer deadline day. We heard absolutely nothing. No transfer offers, no nothing. I haven't offered for anyone, and that's pretty much going to end the very first transfer window. And if you don't mind, I think I've done quite well. I'm very, very happy with the signings I've made. We could potentially be getting both Abner and Sewa Cambo, potentially. If we have enough money, I have to keep that in mind as well. I need at least $1.8 million worth of transfer budget at the end of the season. And on top of that, I also need to pay their wages. And if those players get even higher, their wages will be even more. So I'm going to need a fair amount of cash at the end of the season. I do have to keep that in mind if I'm going to get the both of them. But the next game that we have, we've got 2 more games left to do in this episode. I'm probably going to sim the home game for safety, and I'll play the away game. So this match is going to be against Carlisle. I'll sim this one and we'll play the next game. We are still on top of the table after winning 4 games, and they've lost all of or at least their last 3. We've won all 4 of our games so far on 12 points, top of the table, and make that a 4-0 victory again. We've got Bennett with a brace, Evans with a goal, and Roberts with a goal. Kyle Bennett, by the way, got a 9.6 in that last game in a 4-0 win. After that bigger win, you would expect a higher rating, but a 9.6. That is nearly the highest rating that we've got so far. We got a 9.8 for our goalkeeper, and in the end, he didn't even get the freaking vote, which is extremely harsh of me, but still, we gave it to a substitute that came on with 30 minutes to go and scored 2 goals and an assist. I think you can forgive me for that. But either way, Kyle Bennett, a 9.6. We are just smacking about the competition in League 2 right now. We need to get higher up. We just need to do it. We're just too good right now. It's incredible. And now that I've said that, watch us get absolutely hammered by, Dagenham and Redbridge. We've put together a heck of a team, an insane team straight away after the first transfer window. We've done brilliantly in my opinion, and I reckon there's still more to be done in January, but until then, let's focus on the games. We've got a big long stretch until then. Here we go. I wonder who's going to be the better fullback, Sewa Cambo or Abner. Abner on paper probably doesn't look as good as Sewa Cambo, but he's got all the others. He's got everything else going for him, doesn't it? Former Real Madrid or lone Real Madrid player from bloody Brazil. He should be maybe that X factor, but we will see how he goes. Here we go. Oh my god, I blocked it. You're kidding me. This fucking game. Are you mental? I scored a goal from blocking the goalkeeper's kick. It bounced Burns, and it sat perfectly for Burns. What is this? This is hilarious, man. Some of the goals we've already scored in this series. I got right in his way, blocked him. Is that legal? That's surely not legal. I don't know, but maybe. Either way, it's a goal, it counts. This is absolutely mental. This is insane. Some of the goals that have been scored. Like the very first goal that was scored in this series was we tackled a goalkeeper literally that easily, and we just tapped it into an empty net. That might have just taken, I think that's just taken the cake, but a good block by Webster. Woodson's running in. There are two players chasing right now. Say Cambo, he gets past both. Just can't stay in front right now. The shot. Oh my God, he squeezed it in from there. I got to give it to him, okay? This is some goal. I mean, I'm trying to stay in front. Didn't do that great a job. Look at that tight an angle. That is, he's done very well to get it right in the corner. That is a fucking amazing strike, don't get me wrong, but the keeper at the near post beaten like that. They've got one last attack. I reckon this is going to be it. The shot, it's a bit wayward. It is off target, and it is the end of the first half. They got an equaliser back. It's been a bit even. It's been a little bit of a stranger first half, in my honest opinion, because there haven't been too many chances, and yet 1-1. The goals have come through some very odd means. For example, our goal. An extremely tight angle is the goal that they scored, but then again, we blocked their goalkeeper, and apparently it counts. But there we go. Here we go. And that's not the pass that we need. Come on, Reeland. Oh, we just cannot get this intercept. We are coming so close every goddamn time, but they keep it. Big tackle from Hollands. Big tackle. Up the middle. There's not an awful lot this way. How about now? How about now? How about now? That's a decent ball. Send him away one more time. This could be it. Power at the near post, maybe? No, it's not a good enough shot. Fuck. We really could have worked out a lot better. I was trying to get it to Bennett the first time, but instead it picked out, who knows? I don't even know. We didn't really get enough pace on that counter-attack. In the end, there were still defenders in the way, and I couldn't cut in, couldn't close the angle down. Come on. Any support? Stevens, nice. Nah, we won't get the attack. Oh, my goodness me. A 1-1 draw. Well, the winning streak, if you will, it's still an undefeated streak, but unfortunately the winning streak is over in League 2 for us. After 5 games, we won in a row. This is the first draw. It was a crazy goal that we scored, to be fair, but again, the goal that we conceded was also pretty mad. Tightest of angles, a hell of a shot, and that fucking man apparently was unable to keep it out. I don't know. I'm not sure why all the cameras were on him, and I'm not sure why he got the man of the match, because he only made about 6 saves, which is still decent, obviously. It's fine. It's a good result, but 6 saves aren't always, 6 banging efforts on target. He only had to make like 1 or 2 real good saves, or should I say he only made 1 or 2 good saves. He could have made 2 or 3, but unfortunately he let that one in. So I'm actually not too sure who this should go to. I'm really not too sure who I'm going to give it to. I've got a few players who I thought were pretty decent. I didn't think Burns had that amazing a game despite scoring a goal, but I did think that Burgess was pretty good, and I've also noticed that he's the 3rd highest rated player with a 7, so I'm going to give it to Burgess. I reckon man of the match Burgess is probably pretty fair. I reckon Burns did score, but didn't do an awful lot after that, and Murphy unfortunately made a pretty big mistake that cost us the 3 points, and didn't have the most amazing of games, still did a decent performance every now and again, or had a couple of good saves every now and again, but Burgess is my man of the match. I think that was pretty well like the first game that we played where we really sort of struggled. We scored a ridiculous goal, it was hilarious, but we really struggled to score anything like legit, if you will, if you want to call it legit. We did struggle to do quite well. We did struggle to make some real good opportunities, and we didn't really do a great job of finishing those great opportunities either, and when they came along. So it was unfortunate, but how about the fucking double Fs for Souttar there? That's ridiculous. But guys, now that we're 3 episodes in and we've reached the end of this one, and we're about 13 or so games in at this point, 13 games worth of votes, I'm now going to do this at the end of every single episode. I'm going to show you the current votes for the J-Bucks medal. So here we go. Currently leading the race for the J-Bucks medal for the first season of the Portsmouth career mode is Gareth Evans with 3 man of the match performances and a score of 24.5. Following him in second place with 2 man of the match performances is Nathan Burns on 17.5. In third position we have Kyle Bennett on 9.6. In fourth position is Adam Webster with 8.7. And currently tied for 5th position, both with 8.6 points, is Michael Doyle and Danny Hollands. There are still many games left to play in this, of course, first season. There are still potentially maybe 50 plus games left to play in this first season. So we are far from done. It is far from over. But just off the first couple of games, guys, let me know in the comments down below who you think is the favourite right now to win the J-Bucks medal. Is it Evans? Is it Burns? Is it maybe someone else? You never know. And of course, guys, I hope you're all voting on Twitter in the fans player of the season for this Portsmouth career mode. Of course, something I'm trialing for for the first season once again. Obviously, you guys are voting for every single player or every single man of the match performance for every game that I play per episode. And of course, the polls will be found on Twitter. So if you didn't know about that, go and check out the Twitter and go and vote because, yeah, so far it's looking pretty good. Thanks for watching and have a good one. Bye-bye.